Food in the form of cakes, biscuits, tarts, fruits, tea, coffee and cordial were made available all day and all night for those who preferred just a snack. And full hot meals were also cooked on site for those looking for something a little more substantial. Mealtime is always a very happy time, as brothers and sisters enjoy each other's company. This meal was all the more enjoyable in the knowledge that the work was a half hour ahead of schedule. But as with any meal, the wash-up has to come after. That means plenty of boiling water to help scrub the pots and pans, and a happy crew of sisters and brothers worked on this project. As the workers returned from lunch, many eyes popped to find the roof really spreading over the hall. It's quite amazing the speed in which this hall is growing. It's now 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. We should bear in mind that our main desire is to provide quality built kingdom halls. Rather than engaging in a spirit of competition to see how fast it can be done, Jehovah's people endeavour to see how well kingdom halls can be built, although they are also built in a relatively short period of time, as is being experienced here at Strathpine.
Charlie Caruso, please proceed to the administration caravan. Charlie Caruso or Sam Caruso or both, please to the administration caravan.
From the 1st century on down to this present day, Christians have assembled for worship in both private homes and in public places. But particularly since 1935, when it was announced that a new meeting place under construction in Hawaii would be called Kingdom Hall, congregations of Jehovah's Witnesses everywhere have endeavored to have their own distinctive place of worship and have identified it by this name. As a result, Kingdom Halls are now seen throughout the land, and each year more are being constructed or otherwise acquired as regular congregational meeting places.
What I've been doing most of the day is Bricky's assistant, plus whatever else is going around the hall.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, been very good.
Like to do it again?
Sure will.
Like to do it again? Sure will, was a regular cry heard on site at Strathpine as brothers even came from overseas to help out. To help with these 2-day quick build Kingdom Halls, and here's a brother who comes from where?
England.
See what I mean? From England. How long have you been out here, brother?
About a month. So
about a month so far. Is this the first quick build you've been to?
No, I've been to 2 in England at home. One at Home Firth in the Yorkshire Dales and one in Colwyn Bay, which is North Wales.
Well, having seen them done in England and here, is there much difference in the way they're done?
Yes, this one's enormous. This is a good 4 times the size of the one we did at Home Firth, and it's much bigger than the one we did in Colwyn Bay.
Right. Sorry?
I suppose the reason is because land over here is so cheap and there's so much of it, whereas over in England everywhere's so tight and land is very expensive.
Right, and it's a beautiful atmosphere here, beautiful scenery around us, a beautiful part of the country. And what have you been doing here today?
Well, I've had a little bit of everything. Helping with labouring with the bricklayers and helping with the ceiling, and I was helping one of the painters also earlier on.
Whilst this Kingdom Hall is being erected within 2 days, planning work began months ago. Brother Myler asks Brother Brett about some of the work and facilities going into this Strathpine Kingdom Hall.
Been doing over this last 5 months?
Well, over the last 5 months, the Strathpine congregation has appointed a building committee which has been involved in costing out the hall that you see being built behind us here. And initially the figures were up around the $170,000 mark, but we've found that up to date with the increases and the materials available, we look like we're going to spend around the $200,000 mark.
That's quite a large sum, Jim. It's a very big hall. What's the capacity, the seating capacity?
Well, the seating capacity in this hall, officially according to plans, is 250 persons. However, we could possibly get in a lot more than that. We have a main auditorium which seats 250 people, and then towards the back of the building there's a discussion hall which will hold an undetermined number of people, probably 100 or so, with all the full amenities. It's 800 square metres floor area with a 1,200 square metre roof area.
Quite a lot of car parking here, I see too. How many cars can you park, Jim?
Well, in this full landscaped area you see here, we can get 60 car parks. It's all concreted. In fact, there's over 400 cubic metres of concrete that has been put into the car park and slab areas.
Somebody told me you'd used approximately 30,000 nails. Would that be correct?
Probably around 16,000 nails, and try about 32,000 bricks that we've been able to put into the site, and several hundred tonnes of cement, and 50 cubic metres of pine chips, and over $1,000 worth of plants.
I guess the Strathpine congregation is really excited at this point in time, Jim, about this hall, and what's the feeling amongst the brothers and sisters?
Well, I think tomorrow afternoon we'll really know. I think you'll find a lot of tears in their eyes, because a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of money and a lot of sweat has gone into this hall, and of course we're so happy too to be able to share it with our brothers by having them here to take the joy with us in building this hall.
To Jehovah's Witnesses, the Kingdom Hall is the most important building in any community. It may of itself be attractive in design and construction, but even if comparatively modest in external appearance, it is greatly appreciated as a centre of true worship and the hub of theocratic activity in the community. It gives evidence that the Kingdom Good News is being preached locally. It is a place that provides genuine spiritual refreshment and instruction for all those who are conscious of their spiritual need. And here we see the final brick being put in place in the rear wall. And there's a very happy bricklayer who has just placed the last brick in that wall. In the last 4 years, the number of publishers in Australia has increased by 10,000. Throughout the world, there are now over 3 million kingdom preachers. But it's amazing to note that whilst there are 3 million kingdom preachers, almost 8 million people are attending meetings of Jehovah's Witnesses, as experienced by the 1985 memorial attendance. Because of this, it has not been possible for the local congregations to keep pace with the growth in terms of Kingdom Hall construction. This need is being felt more keenly as time goes on and the ingathering work continues apace. It is now 4 p.m. The walls are looking good, the ceiling's up, and the lights are not only in, but on. A survey of large cities in Australia reveals that kingdom halls in those cities often average 3 congregations each. Some kingdom halls are presently accommodating 4 congregations. This situation has hampered further expansion of the kingdom work in those areas in a number of ways. When more than 2 congregations, for example, use a kingdom hall, it becomes difficult for them to make convenient arrangements for special occasions, such as the visit of the circuit overseer, or the annual observance of the memorial of Christ's death. There may be obstacles in making adequate field service arrangements for each congregation involved. In these circumstances, when the same kingdom hall is used daily, certain problems are sometimes encountered with regard to maintenance or repairs. At times, excessive use of kingdom halls has led to difficulties with neighbours due to traffic congestion or similar problems that stem from overcrowding. Hence, the urgent need for more kingdom halls. In no time at all, the gyprock joins are all gone as the painters put a dash of pink all over the walls. Earlier we saw brothers and sisters doing the outside with shovels, but now it's inside that gets a final clean-up in preparation for the carpet. Next comes the final sweep as the carpet is rolled out behind the brooms.